Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and I've got a little deja vu, but I'm joined by phone by Luke, also known as MySticks35MM on Instagram. How you doing, Luke?
Hello, Nick. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm giving us a little bit of deja vu here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that get?
Yeah, you know. I'll out myself and say this is take two, but whatever. We didn't get that far into take one. So, anyway, today we're going to be reviewing what smoked well in 2023. This is I'm doing my recap where I give my personal 10 favorite cigars that I smoked on the show this year. No particular order. I'm not ranking them. It's just, it is what it is. It's, you know, out of all the cigars that I fired up on the show, these are the 10 that stuck out to me. And I figured, you know, if we're going to be discussing good cigars from the year, why not get, like, you know, one of the better reviewers that I know out there to come on and talk about what cigars he enjoyed.
So nice of you, sir.
Well, yeah.
We'll do it, though. Well, I'm glad to do it.
Well, this will be fun. So, you are currently coming to us from your basement, correct?
I'm coming from the depths of my basement here in not so cold Canada, believe it or not. It's really mild. I know earlier we were talking about how mild it is in your area, but I can tell you we haven't had snow yet, which is pretty odd.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm not a fan of snow. I know some people just love snow and whatever. I don't have any use for it. But so the reason I ask about your basement is I assume that means you are not going to be joining me in a cigar on this episode.
I will not. I will remain happily married and not have a cigar. It is cold enough that I will not be doing this from outside, but yeah. No. I'll have to invest. I'll have to invest in your idea. I like it.
I mean,
fishing tent.
It's not a bad little setup, and it's relatively inexpensive. It's cheaper than going out and getting like a mini home or something like that to put in the backyard. I mean, it's not like a shed, but it's whatever. Well, I figured that I would go ahead and fire up the number one cigar according to the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners list of 2022. Since, you know, we're kind of talking about lists and various things like that, I figured why not go with the Parishioners pick for 2022, and I'm going to be firing up the West Tampa Tobacco Black. It is a 6x52 Toro featuring an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler from Condega and Esteli in Nicaragua. And I, figured that this would be a good one because aside from talking about what cigars I enjoyed this year on the show and hearing what cigars Luke has enjoyed smoking this year, I figured also we would go ahead and review, cigars 4 through 10 on the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners Top Cigars of 2023 list as well. So, fantastic. Anyway, so why don't we go ahead and prep to cut the cigar? The official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And guys, you know, if you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, maybe there was a cutter you were eyeing, maybe there was some cigars you were eyeing, give Dan the Man Ponder a call. He does mail order over there, and, he's got a nice selection of cigars and accessories and all kinds of fun stuff, so you can give him a ring. If you're in the St. Louis area, go by and browse, He's going to have all sorts of good stuff in the humidor, for you to smoke and enjoy. And, right now, I know things are a little, as we were, you were saying, it's a little mild temperature-wise, but we are going to be coming into January here soon, and we all know that January in St. Louis sucks. So if you're in the St. Louis area and you want to find a nice, comfortable place to go and have a cigar, Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company's got you covered. So, if you're in the St. Louis area, go by and say hi. If you're not in the St. Louis area, support a brick and mortar shop. give him a call. Talk to him, talk to Miss Cindy, get a nice shipment of cigars and accessories sent to you right away. That's Riverman Cigar Company, Crestwood, Missouri. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. So, how the hell you been, buddy? It's been a minute.
Very good. And I must say Dan is the man. I know it rhymes. It just rhymes, but he is the man.
Right?
So I wish I was in town. Trust me, it'd be in this kind of weather, I'd be definitely chilling out in this comfortable little leather couches and whatnot.
Yeah, sitting there.
But I've been good. You?
I mean, you know what? It's always busy getting to Christmas. It's always just hectic. But then once you get to Christmas, it seems like that week between Christmas and New Year's, and to be honest, that first week of January also, it tends to be so slow, and I love it so much. I live for that week because it's like,
we all know your issues with Christmas.
Oh, I mean, I don't have issues with Christmas. I mean, but it's one of those.
The present giving.
Oh yeah, well, I gave up on that this year. But it's one of those things where it's nice to have that week or two where nobody's bothering you about anything. You realize that eventually the real world's going to come back and need you for stuff. But it seems like for at least a week, maybe two, everybody just kind of keeps to themselves, does their own thing, enjoys life a little bit, and everybody can go a little slower. It reminds me, truthfully, of COVID time, when everything seemed to slow down. I don't know.
Yeah, stores get closed and less busy, they suddenly die off. So, I mean, you guys, do you have Boxing Day? Dumb question, but does that exist in the States or no?
No, I mean, it's on the calendar here, but I'll be honest, I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, you find someone you don't like, and you just adorn some boxing gloves, and no, I'm kidding.
Well, that's kind of what I assumed, is that all the Canadians were just up there beating the shit out of each other.
Just haymakers,
Nice.
left and right.
Nice.
No, it's basically like the way it's just huge. The day after, right?
Yeah.
Everyone returns the gifts that they never wanted, then takes that money and transfers it to something they wanted or whatever. It's huge sales.
So it's
you'd hate it. You would hate it.
A retail thing?
Yeah, it's kind of a Black Friday thing, right?
I kind of thought it was maybe more like a religious thing or something. I didn't realize that it was a retail-oriented kind of thing.
I think something to do with boxes, like Boxing Day.
Okay, well, you know what? Yeah. You could be straight up lying to me right now, and I would still believe you because I don't know any better. So, whatever. So I'm going to do a cold draw on the West Tampa Tobacco Black here. And it's got a little bit of a, wood component. I don't know. Some people could say, oh, it's cedar or pine or whatever. It's wood. I don't know what it is. But then there's a sweetness, like a dried fruit kind of sweetness component to it as well. So... I haven't smoked this nearly as much as I would have liked this year, only because there's not many places in St. Louis that actually carry West Tampa tobacco. I had to go over to the Hill Cigar Company to pick this up, but that's okay. And the bottom line is I wish more people in St. Louis did carry them, because I do like this cigar, but it's just not super readily available in my area.
Yeah, I mean, in my area, I've never seen it, nor have I tried them. I'm looking forward to, we do that fishing trip with the guys every May in Florida.
Yeah.
And I'm certain it's a little more common in that area, although we're more on the Gulf side. Actually, Tampa is a Gulf side, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, Tampa's a Gulf
side.
So
we're a couple hours south of that, so...
Okay.
I'm sure
I am sure you'll find it down there. I would imagine that most of the shops down there probably carry it. I mean, and it was the top cigar according to the parishioners in their list last year. But I will say the fine folks over at West Tampa Tobacco, they've really just done an excellent job this year of pushing out product and getting their name out there and everything. So for what it's worth. I would imagine you'd be able to find this pretty easily in finer tobacco shops in Florida.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, before we get into our list, why don't we take a moment and review cigars 4 through 10 of the parishioners list. So, let me look that up, actually. I got to look that up because I have it on the phone, but didn't have it as readily available as I thought I did. Okay, so coming in at number 10, and mind you, if you guys are following on social media and everything like that, a lot of this should not be a surprise. But it's for those of you who aren't, it's nice to review here, and just to also review as to what this list is. This list is a listener compiled top 25 list. All of the cigars were nominated by listeners. All of the cigars were voted on by listeners, and I had nothing to do with it. So if a manufacturer is mad about their placement, take it up with the consumers, because I had nothing to do with it. But you shouldn't be mad. This is all consumer driven, so if you made it on this list, you should be really happy that people are smoking your cigars. And in a prior episode with Nick Gervais, we went over cigars 11 through 25, but now we're going to touch on cigars 4 through 10. So I'm going to start with number 10, and we have the Big Sky Blackfoot. Luke, have you tried that one at all?
I have not.
I'll be honest, I haven't either. I've smoked other cigars from Big Sky Cigars. They're out of Montana. But I can't say as I've smoked the Blackfoot. I'm sure it's good. I like the stuff.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, what a great start. We both haven't smoked this. It looks, it's my favorite wrapper, San Andreas wrapper, Habano binder, fillers grow, medium strength. I don't know. It looks really good. It looks slick. It looks oily.
Yeah, I mean, I like the stuff from Big Sky that I have smoked, so I'm sure it's probably good. But yeah, it definitely does seem like it would be a meaty cigar. So
yeah, where do you say they're out of?
Montana.
Montana.
Yep.
Okay, I do remember. Were they not on your show or no?
Yeah, they were on. Oh, it's been a little bit. Yeah. It may have been 2022 they were on, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to revisit them at some point here soon. Yeah. And then coming in at number 9, we have the Aladino Sumatra. That was the release that came out this fall in in place of the Corojo Reserva number 4. And I've smoked that twice on the show, and it's an amazing cigar. I love it so much.
I have tried this. I believe last time it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, good cigar, really good cigar.
There you go.
They don't disappoint.
No.
Aldino. Yeah.
No. Well,
they don't seem to rush through things. You know what I mean? Like when they do a release, it's pretty calculated.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they had the PCA cigar that came out earlier this year, and that was supposed to be Julio's, I think, 85th birthday cigar, but he wasn't happy with the 85th birthday cigar that he had made, and so he wanted to give it some more time, and so then he came up with this other cigar that became the PCA Special Edition cigar. So, it's just one of those things, man. You're like you said, they don't rush it. But they put out great product. And speaking of which, they also took the number 8 spot with the Aladino Cameroon, which is an old favorite of the parishioners. That cigar came out a couple of years ago, but that's the thing about this list. It doesn't have to come out in 2023. It can come out pretty much any time, and it's a matter of, what's smoking good and everything else. So the parishioners put the Aladino Cameroon on again at number 8.
Nice.
And then coming in... I'm sorry?
I cannot blame them.
No, it's a great cigar. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then coming in at number 7, we have the Byron 1850 from Selected Tobacco and United Cigars. I personally have not had the Byron 1850. I've had other Byron cigars, and dude, I mean, the Atabey is out of this world. The Byron is right there with it. It's just such a great cigar line.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the same situation with me living where I live.
You haven't seen those?
No, some of the cigar blends that you get to have, I actually never see because they're like basically, centered in your regions. Eventually, hopefully.
Well, we need to fix this because,
that could be a wrap up here, Tanya.
Yeah, we need to fix that. So, anyway, coming in at number 6, we have the Eleanor Rose, and that is a cigar that I've had maybe once out of the Cigar Authority care package, and that was it was a good cigar, but I'll admit I haven't smoked it enough to know too terribly much about it. But the parishioners, they liked it, and I think that's got a big push from the Cigar Authority. So I'm wondering if that's one of those cigars that kind of crept onto the list because of crossover listeners and that sort of thing, which is great. I mean, I think it's fun.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
just makes a little homework for you because if the listeners are making, picking these blends and picking these cigar manufacturers, then that you're not used to, then it's your job now to.
I gotta find them.
You definitely do.
Yeah. Well, and then coming in at number 5, we have the Drew Estate Blackened M81. That's that Metallica cigar, the triple Maduro that Drew Estate put out. Have you had that?
I have not. I've seen it around. I'll have to pick it up for sure. Is it a strong stick or?
It's strong. I mean, you know what? The parishioners have spoken. They've put it at number 5. I don't want to say anything bad about it. I will say it's definitely a cigar I have to be in the mood for. It's not one that I can just pick up and casually fire up. I mean, that's one that I got to really be in the mood for a nice, heavy triple Maduro cigar. But
wow.
But it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a nice, good cigar, but it's not one that, I'm driving. I just want something easy. Or, I've got a cup of coffee on the deck and I just want to chill out and relax for a minute. Like it's a heavy cigar. There's a lot going on to it, but it's good. And I know it not only made this list, but I know it also made the top 10 list for Cigar Aficionado. I believe it made it in at number 8, I think.
No way.
Yeah.
I have not checked the list yet. The list of lists, if you will. Has number 1 come out yet? No.
Yes, number 1. Well, it will have by the time this airs.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's always very interesting because of the backlash they had last year.
Dude, yeah. I mean, honestly, the list has looked pretty similar to previous years. You can always predict there's going to be a Fuente. You can always predict there's going to be an Oliva. There's going to be a EP Carrillo and a what the fuck?
Rockies in there for sure.
No, what the hell am I? Padron, and then Rocky. Rocky made it in. I think at number 4. I feel like this year, with I think of ALR, and they always it's always the same. It's the same people just mixed around. Which, whatever. I'm whatever. So. I'm more interested in what the parishioner said. And so, the last one that we're going to review this episode is number 4, which is What I Am Smoking, the West Tampa Tobacco Black. It was number 1 last year. It's number 4 this year. So what will the top 3 be? Well, I will be announcing those in the December 29th episode, or you can just pay attention to the various social media channels, and number 3 will be announced on December 27th, so the day after this airs. So it'll trickle down from there, and then December 29th we will have on that episode the number 1 cigar of the parishioners for 2023. So, anyway, so that's where we're at there.
I like how this. We started this last year, right? The viewers, the listeners' cigar choices. It's getting good. It seems like the more people involved, the deeper
the pool. Yeah.
Yeah, the deeper the pool, the more.
That's why, truthfully, it became a top 25 list. It wasn't going to be 25. It was only going to be 10, and then all the parishioners, including you put in nominations, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So, I mean, the parishioners put in nominations, and before it was all said and done, there were 47 cigars listed there. So, Gervais and I said, screw it, let's just put them out and see what happens. And, we kind of
I was going to put 3.
Did that.
Yeah, I was going to put 3 Cubans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, I don't think
it
wouldn't have made it anywhere near the top.
I was going to say nobody would have voted. I mean, some people may have voted for it just to be like, "Oh, well, I smoke Cubans," but I don't know. I don't suspect that too many of my listeners are the Cuban snobs. Maybe, but I don't know. Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's discuss our personal top cigars of 2023. And so, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
I'll just follow the leader.
Okay. Well, again, I want to point out these are in no particular. Well, they are in a particular order. They're in the order in which I smoked them on the show. I went down through the list and whatnot. So they are in. Oop! I just kicked my tripod. They are in date order of when they were on the show, but they are not in any ranked order in terms of like my favorite. They are all, there are 10 cigars here. And if we really want to get into it, I technically have 2 honorable mentions, but I don't need to get into those. But I have 10 cigars here, and I love them all equally for different reasons. So, we don't need to pick favorites. We just say these 10 really smoked well this year. And so the first one I want to point out is one that I smoked on the January 17th, 2023 episode when we welcomed Villiger Cigars to the podcast, and that was the Villiger de Nicaragua. It was a special edition boxed press torpedo. And it had some really good, nice flavor to it, some nice spice, really colorful blue band on it and everything. I mean, that's one thing I will say about Villiger. They don't skimp on the band, on the marketing and the packaging for their cigars. But that's not to say that it's all flash and no good cigar. I mean, the Villiger de Nicaragua, fantastic cigar. And that is my first one of 2023. Luke, what about you?
Okay, and I should probably preface that I'm speaking on speakerphone now because I have to have some notes here. But long story short, mine's the same as yours. I'm not in any particular order, and I kind of want to make it like a little non-typical, where like all these they're good cigars. I didn't necessarily pick the best cigar. It was more of a suggestion cigars based on maybe something that these blends can offer more than other cigars. But I remember one was, and I think these guys were on your show, Carolina Blue Cigars.
I think we may have talked to them at TPE, I believe. I don't know if we did a
Carolina Blue cigar.
Yeah.
Called Fire Stick. It's in the size was El Siguiente, I believe it is, 52x6.
Okay.
Really good cigar. It's kind of a rich, long-lasting cigar. It's complex. It has kind of like non-typical flavors, if you will. But loved it from those guys. Those guys have good sticks. That's number one for me.
I will have to look into them when I'm out at TPE again, assuming that they're there. I know that Heather Waite, who is kind of a I hesitate to use the term influencer because I kind of hate that term, but I know she works with them a lot, and she attaches herself to good people. So if she's attached to them, then I'm sure they're wonderful cigars.
Yeah, but they have a wide range of cigars.
Okay.
So every cigar you try, you're getting a very distinct experience for sure.
Perfect. So my second one is one that I smoked on the January 31st episode, and that is the Casa Cuevas Sangre Nueve. Sangre Nueve. I'm sure I'm butchering that. But that cigar from Casa Cuevas, that is the one where Luis Cuevas worked with his son to develop up that blend, and his son had a lot to do with that cigar. And what I distinctly remember so vividly about that cigar was the on the cold draw, that it tasted like a nice brisket, like a barbecued smoked brisket, because they had just that little hint of that fire cured tobacco in that blend, and it gave it that nice smoky meaty kind of flavor. And it was immediate. It was like it hit the palate, and I was like, that's brisket. That is like the Smoking Butts and Tap and Ash guys burnt ends right there. It was amazing. So
nice.
That's my second one. It's a great cigar. Again, not one that I've had too often this year, mostly because of just availability in my area, but I did get one at TPE last year, and I remember I enjoyed that as well. So, anyway, what's your second one there, Luke?
No, number 2, Casa Torrent, 1880, Edition Limitada, 65555. This is kind of a common cigar out here. As I travel through the U.S. and even through Canada, it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
But they are a Mexican company, so they do have a lot of Mexican puros, which this one almost is. The filler does have some Nicaraguan in it, but strong. It's a stronger smoke, so it has some sweet notes, and it has some saltiness in the palate. Nice cigar, complex, everything you want in a cigar. This is one of my faves of the 10 that I'm basically shooting you guys tonight.
All right. I think I met those guys at TPE. I think they're the ones that had the mariachi band that came and played at their booth. I could be wrong though, so I hope I'm not.
It's a nice touch.
It's possible, but yeah. Let's move on before I dig that hole any deeper, in case they aren't the guys that had the mariachi booth. So coming in at number 3 for me, I have the Yaya Bagua. Smoked that on the February 26th show, and that cigar is distributed in the United States by United Cigars. And dude, I've had the opportunity a couple different times to smoke the Yaya, and it's just such a great cigar. I really do enjoy it, and it's just a nice smoking experience that I've been able to have a few different times this year, but every time I do, it smokes wonderfully, and it's just such, I don't know, I'm kind of speaking generally here, but it's just such a great cigar. So I really wanted to highlight the Yaya Bagua.
Nice. Now, the third one I got going here is part of the mariachi band you're talking about, the Casa 1910 guy.
Yeah. You're right, 1910. That was the mariachi band. Sorry, Casa Turin. Yeah. I mixed up. So, yeah, no.
And what's crazy about this particular brand is, again, they're a Mexican brand cigar, but they're really into the photography aspect of it, the presentation, level, way up there, level 10.
I remember their booth being very, very nice. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you go to their their Instagram page, even it's shockingly beautiful. In the edition, it's called Solidaria Edition, 5x5x5.8, and it's this thing. These guys, they're on the, as far as the price spectrum, they're medium to high.
Okay,
they're premium cigar for certain. But no complaints from them. I noticed when we went to the Hill this year, they carry Casa 1910 there.
Oh.
I had the pleasure of reviewing a couple of theirs, and this one really, just, I don't know, really hit the palate, I guess, personally. It's hard to do these top 10 lists, because it's just really my opinion on my own palate, right?
Dude, I know, but that's the thing. I mean, I'm giving the opportunity for you to highlight what you enjoyed, and I mean, you smoked a lot of stuff this year, so give a little props. Give a little props to what you liked.
For sure.
Yeah. So, my fourth one for the year, I smoked on the March 24th show, and it's one that I have smoked a lot of this year. It quickly, once it finally kind of came out and hit my market, it was one that I smoked a lot, like fairly regularly, and it's the Crux Habano Epicure. It's the now kind of light yellow colored band Crux cigar, and dude, I mean, this is a daily smoker kind of cigar for me. I mean, it hits that nice sun-grown Habano kind of flavor, and the construction on all of them that I've had has always been meticulous, and it's a nice little smokestack. I've got one sitting in my travel humidor, literally right next to me right now. I could have very well smoked that on the show today, but I opted to go with the Parishioner's top pick for last year. But the Crux Habano Epicure is my favorite of their whole line now. They came out with it, and it rocketed to the top of the list of, their stuff for me.
Nice. We unfortunately, regionally anyways, where I'm at, I don't see much of Crux at all. But I'm making a list next time I come down or I cross over Detroit. As probably everyone knows, or they heard, or just tuning in, I live very near to Detroit, so I'm always over and enjoy their lounges and whatnot. So I'm always picking up some stuff occasionally there.
Then you need to get your hands on one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So what's your fourth?
Numero 4, Numero 4 in French here. Drew Estate, 20-acre farm.
I had one of those this year, and I'm trying to remember. I feel like that was a little light for my palate, but I feel like it was a really good cigar, though.
Definitely light for your palate, if I know you well, which I do.
Yeah.
This is a Robusto size. This came out of My Monthly Cigars, and props out to Nick there. But, mild. Mild, but suggested maybe to a person that is into mild only, and that wants to move forward, maybe into something with a little more substance. You know what I mean? Like towards the end, you get a little more pepper and stuff. But
yeah,
good, great cigar, man. Good, like perfect burn. Great cigar.
Awesome.
It's like a box buy. These are really good cigars.
Oh wow, you're going full on box buy with it.
Well, box buy in the sense that they don't break the bank.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And someone comes over that's not really maybe not necessarily a novice level, but that doesn't smoke regularly because it's scared to kick them on their ass and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a great cigar to do that.
Okay.
You give them a bit of a zing, but nothing too crazy. Right?
Perfect. I like it. And before I go on, I'm going to give a little bit of information here. So the West Tampa Tobacco Black, I'm in the first third, kind of getting ready to wrap up the first third. And flavor notes on that first third, it's been kind of earthy. Retrohale's been very smooth, very easy, and just maybe ever so slight, very, very slight, not even enough to really highlight too much, but ever so slight, maybe like a pepper component to the retrohale, but it hasn't been anything that's like made me hack up a lung or cough or anything like that. So it's smoking wonderfully. So
that says a lot.
I'm sorry.
That says a lot.
I've done I've done like 2 or 3 retrohales here, and you haven't even noticed.
Yeah.
See, so
impressed.
All right. So the 5th cigar on my list is one that I have Trey Mack to thank for introducing me to. I smoked on the June 23rd show when I talked to Greg. I smoked the Fuerte y Libre Sun Country.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to point out, if you go to that episode, the June 23rd episode, and you were to try and listen, or if you listen to that, we talk about how Fuerte y Libre, it had to change its name, and it was they were working on it at the time in terms of what they were going to do with that name, and they have since done so. I'm on their Instagram now, and I mean, I'm sure the new name has some sort of a meaning. I'm not particular from a branding perspective. It doesn't roll off the tongue like Fuerte y Libre, but it is Fortaleza y Libre, Fortaleza y Libre. So
I was shocked. I do remember that episode. That I get the whole, it starts with FUN, but
yeah,
I think you should have thought it.
Yeah,
You can't own it. One's a family name. I get it. The other one, whatever. But
yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's like saying that, just because Coca-Cola has cola in the name of it, that no other soda can have cola on their can, and I understand that, the fine folks at Arturo Fuente, yes, it's a family name, but I mean, I don't know, but then again,
yeah.
I also understand Greg's perspective of, dude, it's going to cost a lot of money and whatever, but I don't know. Anyway, bottom line is it's Fortaleza y Libre now. So, but the Sun Country, fantastic cigar.
What I do remember from the show, though, is that there was no ill will, or they were on good terms, and they made the transfer comfortable. And I don't know if they were going to involve themselves with some assistance from them or whatever. But
yeah, I
just think from a guy like what was his name again? Sorry,
Greg.
Yeah, just a person coming out of the brand and working hard and traveling like he does and does whatever he does, and just this monstrous. It'd be the equivalent of you starting up a small car corporation and Ford just mowing you down because whatever.
Yeah.
But each to their own. Hopefully he does well.
And you've had some of his cigars, haven't you?
I have definitely. I've reviewed. He sent me a couple to review. I don't want to wreck my top 10, but it might be.
Okay. Well, the Sun Country, what I really like about it is that it's a Connecticut, but it's one that just has a lot of oomph and power to it. So it's definitely not your standard, kind of mildish Connecticut. It's a nice creamy cigar, but it's got so much more to it than your average Connecticut. So what's your fifth one there, Luke?
My fifth one we get into, and I hate to ride your coattail, but I do all the time, Nick. You obviously introduced me to a lot of cigar manufacturers. I listen to the podcast and stuff, so I do have a Villiger here.
Hey!
The Black Forest. I love that cigar.
Ooh, that is a good one.
The Robusto and the 5x48. The way I can explain it is... towards the end, it's a medium cigar, but towards the end, the cocoa and the mix of the savoriness of like baker spices and stuff makes for it's just makes for like a nice dense brownie almost. It's a nice cigar. It's got cocoa qualities, but like not sweet.
Yeah.
But awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic cigar. I remember smoking it for the first time when I smoked it for the first time with Ken Clarich from Ash and Ale when he and I did an episode. He sent one up to me, and I was able to try it that way. And good cigar. Really, really enjoy it. And I've smoked quite a few of them since then, thanks to Renee over there at Villiger Cigars. So, while we're on the subject of Villiger, I'm going to go ahead and do my number 6. And on the July 7th show, I smoked for the first time the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua. I obviously I now have two Villigers on my list, both Nicaraguan cigar. One's the Villiger de Nicaragua and now the 1888 Nicaragua. I really enjoy their Nicaraguan kind of sun-grown Habano-ish kind of, or I don't know Habano, but I should at least say sun-grown selections. And that 1888 Nicaragua, it's part of their core line now. Such a fantastic cigar. I've smoked it a bunch of times. It's one of my regular smokes to the point that I'm getting low on them actually, but. No, they're fantastic cigars. I really do enjoy the 1888 Nicaragua. And you've had that too.
I have. They don't disappoint. They have a really good cigars out there. I mean, as far as their arsenal for premium stuff, but they have about five facings at this point.
They have. Six? Well, they have in their core line. They have at least a handful. They've got more than five. Yeah. Well, if you're interested in knowing more, head on over to VilligerCigars.com and you can find out. I think it's VilligerCigars.com. Just Google Villiger Cigars and you'll find their website and you'll be able to find out about all their different cigars there. Yeah. So maybe real quick before we get to your number 6, why don't we do this since we're kind of on the Villiger train? It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. Brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. So it's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. Luke, what have you been watching or entertained by lately?
Wow.
Did I put you on the spot with this?
No. I mean, I kind of thought we'd do it. So, but some listeners know I have 3 kids, and like you're a pretty young one yourself. So I'm limited. I usually do podcasts more than anything. But
okay.
I remember mentioning to you Cricket City, and you watched it or you listened to it.
I did listen to that one. Yes.
Youngstown. So there's a new one out. They just released it in full. Crooked City, Dixon, Illinois.
Okay, that's up north from me.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The birthplace of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
So I just started it, so I'm not going to wreck it for anyone because I just started it. It looks pretty interesting. Basically, they started off with being such a fantastic place. This tremendous. American kind of leader, he grows up there as all-American, nice little town, if you will. And from it comes, obviously these guys are run crooked cities, right? So apparently it's a congresswoman or someone in power that, I don't know if they're into horse racing or betting, or it just started up. So I can't wait to watch it. But I love my like 8-10 piece podcast,
Nice. I will say, man, nobody does crooked politicians like Illinois. We're a class of our own, and especially the further north you get from me. Down here, we tend to just kind of bumblefuck our way through our corruption and hope that all the people are too stupid to pick up on what we're doing. But up north, man, yeah, they're a whole different level of corrupt up there. So that's if they're coming out of Dixon, then it's a whole different game. Actually, and you brought up Ronald Reagan. What's interesting is his aunt used to live way back when in the town that I have my newspaper in, and in the summers, young Ronald Reagan as a kid would come down and spend time with his aunt and would hang out in the town that my newspaper is based in.
No way.
Yep.
No way. Now is Dixon, I'm not a geography major, but how far up north are we talking? Chicago?
Near Chicago? Let's hit the Google Maps. Dixon, Illinois, is near Rockford, Illinois. So it is actually due west of Chicago. If you take the highway, you're going straight west from Chicago. Not quite Oh, where's the state line at? This doesn't show. It's about halfway between Chicago and looks like Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay.
So, yeah, kind of up in that. It's definitely in that. It looks like it's almost. I don't want to say exactly because I mean, I don't have a ruler, but kind of Cedar Rapids, Milwaukee, and Chicago, equidistant from that. Like if you were to draw a triangle, it would be in the center of the baseline between Chicago and Cedar Rapids. So, yep. So it's up north there, which means
I've always wanted to go up there because I'm kind of a big Buddy Holly fan. So it was crash site is near there. So I'm going to be rolling through Dixon after all.
Wait, where? Well, I'm sorry. You wanted to go where?
Buddy Holly. So Buddy Holly when he crashed. Are you familiar with Buddy Holly?
Well, I mean, I know that he crashed in the plane with the Big Bopper, but where did that take place?
There we go. I believe it was an hour or two due west of Chicago.
Yeah, so yeah, it might be in that general area then.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, there we go. Anything else that you want to throw out for the Villiger Entertainment Report?
Not too much. One thing you might find interesting, because obviously I'm Canadian, I'm hooked on First Amendment audits. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Okay, so I apologize if you get hooked on these. They're unbelievable. So basically, it's not very common out here, but so if you just imagine these auditors will just take a camera and go into public places and just start videotaping. And whether it be a post office, because the post office in the United States, they have a poster set up inside the post office that indicates the rules and regulations of how you behave there. And one of them is you're allowed to freely videotape or do any photography in the post office.
Yeah.
So these guys go around and take video footage of just random stuff. And what happens to them is unbelievable. Like, unreal, man.
People telling them they can't do what they're doing when they really can.
Yeah.
Yep.
It turns from Karen level 1 to police that show up that are ill prepared or uneducated on
oh, dude,
constitutional rights. It's crazy.
I deal with it a lot with my newspaper. Maybe not so much these days because most of my stuff, I have reporters that do most of my reporting for me these days. I'm not really out as much doing it myself anymore. But I can't tell you how many different times I've come up to a house fire or some sort of, police action or something like that, a car accident, whatever it happens to be. And, I'm told, you can't take pictures. You got to go over there. You got to do, whatever. And, it's like, no, I'm on a public sidewalk and you guys are doing this right here out in the public. I can totally do what I'm doing, and yeah, you get in some arguments sometimes because unfortunately, yes, there's a lot of, as you're putting it, I hate using the word ignorant because people take that as I'm calling them stupid. But that's not the actual the way I'm using the word ignorant. I'm using the word ignorant in terms of
improperly trained,
improperly educated, whatever else. The bottom line is they're just not correct, and it happens a lot, unfortunately, with public spaces like that.
Yeah, and I'm blown away that so this has been going on. I've been hooked on this for years. Like eventually you'd figure that police organizations must have some type of communication amongst themselves, right? Like this is an ongoing problem. Be careful out there because these guys are going to embarrass the shit out of you, or if no one's prepared for this encounter.
And yet,
but it has not budged. People show up, and it is a comedy act.
Wow, interesting. And where are you watching this at?
Mostly YouTube.
I was going to say, is this a YouTube thing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. First Amendment audits. I'll have to look for that.
Oh, I apologize if you get hooked, buddy. Sorry.
That's all right. I like something like that. in terms of me, I had my son, obviously over the weekend, for Christmas and everything. And so it was a whole lot of Clifford and a whole lot of Thomas. And on Christmas Eve, we did watch the Clifford the Big Red Dog movie, the live-action movie that I think came out in 2021. It's on Paramount Plus. And, for a Clifford movie, it was actually it was entertaining. So, it's been a Clifford Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, my youngest is 6.
Okay.
So she's at a bad stage. But I remember being there, yeah. Papa Pig and all those cartoons and stuff.
Peppa Pig. My kid was never into Peppa Pig. But I remember hearing a lot of the news reports about the kids that were starting to talk with British accents and things like that and whatever. It's funny. Actually, it is kind of funny. So my stepmom is a big Peppa Pig person, right? And I sent my dad a meme one time, and I was like, "Hey, show this to my stepmom." And it was a picture of a package of pork that had been cut into little cubes, and it said it was a Peppa Pig puzzle. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. She apparently was not amused at the Peppa Pig puzzle. So, I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was funny, but I'm dark like that.
Yeah.
And you know that based on some of the shit you and I trade back and forth.
We'll plead the 5th here.
Yeah,
in Canada, we go the 5th here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have the 5th there.
Section 7.
Okay, there you go. Well, yeah, no, you and I are straight going to hell for what we trade back and forth. But anyway, speaking of trading things back and forth, what's your number 6 cigar for the list?
Number 6.
Number 6.
I am at Crowned Heads. Now, I can pronounce this one because it's French. Le Pâtissier. It's called. Number 54. In Robusto. This cigar I picked up at Riverman when I was visiting.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a stronger offering, but that's like pepper. It might be up your alley. It's got peppery toast and toasted qualities to it, but some sweet stuff as well, like a dark honey as well. But awesome cigar, very, very well rolled, very well blended.
All right. I will have to look for that the next time over there at Riverman. So, my number 7, moving on here, is one that I smoked on the August 14th show, and it is the Punch Golden Era. Now, this is the cigar that Punch actually worked with Julio Aroa to do. And so this is a Julio Aroa offering through Punch. And, I mean, dude, fantastic cigar. I really, really enjoy it. I've got 2 of them chilling in my humidor inside that I had bought with the intention of doing like an actual... there was a hot minute this summer that I was like, I'm going to do some written reviews. And so I have some cigars sitting in there with the intention of doing that. And I haven't taken the time to do that yet. So, but no, I've got 2 of them sitting in there, and they're fantastic cigars.
Awesome. I knew you like your Punch. You mentioned it a lot. What's the one for the one you really loved that one time? Oh man, you bought a box of them. You're still sitting on them.
Punch?
Yeah, I thought it was Punch.
Boy, I don't remember ever buying a box of Punch.
No, maybe it wasn't Punch.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm dreaming this up.
You're thinking of somebody else. That's okay. It's okay. So what's your number 7? I'll bail you out. What's your number 7?
Oh, thanks, man.
Hey, no.
This comes from my monthly again, the Alex Bradley post embargo. So that one I reviewed recently. It has.
I was going to say, I think you just smoked that on the show recently with Nick.
Yeah, I think it was last month's box.
Yeah.
Interesting cigar. It has, we were talking about cola earlier, Coca-Cola and name branding. It has a very cola introductory offering. I can't explain it, but whatever cola is. And, I mean, in the good old days, it was probably some sort of like drug product, but
isn't it like a
modern days, cola I thought was a nut. Cola nut.
I have no idea.
Which is like caffeine.
Here's
That's where
the
they got
thing.
the.
And I'm not a soda drinker at all, and so to be honest, I find it. You telling me that actually is interesting because, as I recall, I don't know if I didn't identify that flavor on that cigar, but that would make sense because I'm not super familiar with that flavor because I don't drink soda or pop or whatever anybody may call it based off their geographical region.
Yeah, I to be honest, I barely do myself.
Yeah,
but I just had the distinct, cola taste. But good cigar. It was interesting, like the background behind it too, as well. Being post embargo, they're kind of pushing the fact that by the way, this cigar is everyone's dreamy about finding a cigar that's pre-embargo, which I would never smoke if you paid me. You gave it to me probably, unless somehow for some freakish reason your grandfather made sure that someone came upstairs and made sure the humidity was perfect for the last, many years. But yeah, it's an interesting cigar, interesting concept.
So you're telling me you're not going to smoke like a JFK or a Winston Churchill cigar?
That's just been dried out completely.
I mean, I would assume that like Winston Churchill's cigars were probably maintained by his family. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if they can somehow. If I pick it up and it's spongy, and oily, and the band appears perfect, it's like whatever. But pre-embargo stuff, like the real deal pre-embargo stuff. I mean, it's so easy to counterfeit, right? When you do DNA, you carbon date it like 50 years, just that out, right?
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. We were talking about the cigar.
No, that's pretty much it. It was.
Well, you were talking about the kind of the makeup or not the makeup, the background of the cigar, I think.
Yeah, just a medium stick. It had a lot of, like I said, the cola, candied almonds, almost, and like the finish on it was super cool. It was very florally, very licoricey. When I say licoricey, I mean, I don't know if the world of licorice is like anise. It would be like, like more of the herb of it, and like licorice would be more like the sweeter, peppery.
Yeah.
Is it licorices, right? I don't know if anyone's listening that's Dutch, but if you've ever been to a Dutch grocery store, they are obsessed with black licorice, and you can get anything from these mild, sweet little licorices that you like Twizzler style black licorice to licorices that'll knock you in your ass that are like, brown centered, just
really.
Oh yeah, they love licorice.
Huh. I'm not a big fan of black licorice at all, so it's not the anise. It's not one of my favorite flavor components when it comes along. So, but I do remember liking that cigar though. So I don't know, but
great cigar, really good.
All right. Well, my number 8 is one that the parishioners agreed with. It was actually the number 9 on the parishioners' top cigars of 2023. It's the Aladino Sumatra. As I said, I've smoked it a couple different times on the show. It was the fall release, a limited release from Aladino, and it's such a departure from the normal like kind of Aladino line, but oh my God, it was so good, and it's got some strength to it, but not like bowl you over, slit your throat kind of strength. But it's a little heavier, a little meatier than your Corojo Reserva. It's a really good cigar. I really did enjoy the Aladino Sumatra.
Nice, yeah, you can't go wrong with them. Like I said,
nope.
They're a name brand that I always push for people to try out because they rarely disappointed.
So what's your number 8?
So I guess my number 8 would be a Fuente Rare Pink.
Oh.
Happy Ending 5x5 by 53. And then I got it from, again, from Riverwind. I got that from Dan the Man, Ponder. Not a complex stick when you consider like all the flavor profiles and stuff,
Yeah.
but just unbelievable. Really good cigar. This is one of those must try cigars. I know the price point's a little up there or whatever, and also getting your hands on one. But
I was going to say it's kind of one of those things that sometimes it's a little difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah, like a mild plus, creamy coffee, some vanilla, some oak, some.
It's so sad that it's hard to get a hold of a happy ending.
It's wasn't there a place upstairs there at one point?
Yeah, at one point you could have paid good money at the place above Riverman to get one, but they're gone now. So, can't go upstairs and get a rub and tug and a happy ending anymore.
Rare pink, and then just
Mm-hmm.
We can go far. We can go really far with this, especially with the term rare pink.
Don't they have another one that's called is it sophisticated hooker? Isn't that one of the other sizes? I'm pretty sure, dude. No. I'm like, no, I swear to you, I am not making this up. I am like 99.9% sure that the rare pink, that there's another size of the Fuente rare pink that's called, that the size name is the sophisticated hooker.
Okay, looking it up right now.
Yep. I'm not.
That's
truly not.
Is it in Spanish or is it like sophisticated hooker in Spanish, or is it like straight up?
No, it's straight up sophisticated hooker. You got the happy ending. There's.
Oh my God, you're right, man. Sophisticated hooker.
There you go.
Which is 7 1/4 by 5'3", and then the Clean Hearts, which is 3 3/4 by 5'4". Sophisticated hooker.
Yep.
I'm just visualizing it. Oh,
yep.
Amazing.
So, I mean, whatever. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get into thoughts on it. But yeah, nope.
Yeah.
You have the happy ending and the sophisticated hooker.
Not sad. Great cigar, though. Great cigar.
There you go. Okay. So, my 9th cigar is one that I smoked on the October 10th show. I think I smoked this with Ken Claret from Astronale, and I had the Plasencia Almafuerte. And dude, I don't smoke a ton of Plasencia just because of the price point for the most part. It's kind of one of those cigars that I don't it's more of a higher dollar, buy for me, and so I don't smoke it on the regular, but man, when I do, it's one of those things that it's like, man, I should have gotten into a career that paid a lot better, so this could be a daily smoke. Because my God, the Plasencia cigars are so good.
Agreed. And knowing you and your tendency to smoke stronger cigars, they're the kings of that. They have really good cigars, man.
But they're so smooth and just flavorful and good.
Yeah.
And construction-wise, they're just perfect every time. So, I'm always happy when I have a Plasencia, and that was that Almafuerte that was just super, super good. So,
in your top 10.
It is in my 10 best of 23 that I smoked on the show. So, what's your number 9?
So number 9 is I try to stay away from kind of boutique-y brands here for my 10 because the ability to find or purchase these guys are worth probably getting a hold of or going online. They're called Tradición Cubana. The cigar is Santos de Miami de Maduro, and it's a cigar you'll hate because not only is it a Lancero at 7 3/8, but it's a square pressed Lancero.
A box pressed Lancero.
Yeah. Which is kind of
so it's going to make my fingers look fat, and it's going to have a weird mouth feel.
Oh, it's going to make you look like the abominable snowman. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. But I know there's a lot of problems with Lanceros and rolling them correctly because there's a lot of quality issues with them, but this thing turns out, look them up, complex. I received this at the beginning of this year. And they weren't full production yet. So I'll have to look into it, but check these guys out anyways.
Okay.
I mean, I always kind of like, I'm always looking for, low production, I guess you call it boutique brands or whatever,
Diamonds in the rough.
These guys are it. They're out of Miami. They have a shop there. You try it out anyways, but good cigars, very good cigars.
Perfect. And what was that cigar again, just for everybody listening?
It is from a Tradición Cubana. It's called a Santos de Miami.
All right.
In Ontario.
So, before I get into my last one here, I want to give some notes on my West Tampa Tobacco Black. I'm in the second third of this thing. I'm about halfway, maybe just a smidge past halfway on this. I did take off the band because it's got kind of a large band on it, and it was creeping up on the edge of that. But the second third on the smoking experience, it's leathery. It's very kind of leathery. But I just did a retrohale as you were speaking, and let me tell you, the pepper quotient on the retrohale is definitely picked up. Still not enough to make me lose it, but it is picking up in strength on the retrohale a little bit. But I know Scott over at the Smokin' Butts in Tapanash, he tried this out after the Parishioners named it the #1 cigar of the year, and this rocketed to the top of his list in terms of cigars that he likes, and I know he's bought multiple boxes of the black this year and tried a whole bunch of the other stuff. He gets a hold of the Attic series and all that. I haven't tried the Attic series, and I haven't tried what's the new one they've got out? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with it. But
it's named after a street, and I don't know the name of that one, and I guess I should look it up. But whatever. Anyway, they have a new one, and it's supposed to be very good as well. I think the guys on the Cigar Authority smoked it recently, but anyway, but no, I'm really digging the black. So, moving into number 10. So this is the last one of my top cigars of 2023 that I smoked on the show. And on October 31st, I sat down and I smoked a Ferio Tego Generoso, but it was the 2021, so it's the one from 2 years ago. And I had that one chilling in the humidor waiting because that was the one I sat down and finally fired up and smoked with Michael Herklotz when I had him on the show. And boy, I'll tell you, it was a great cigar. That's one of the 2 limited edition Ferio Tegos that come out every year. And this is the one, like I said, from 2021. And the couple I've smoked it in 22 and I smoked the 23 version. All very good. The couple years of age on that 21, I don't know if it did any significant change to it, but couldn't have hurt. And it was just a fantastic cigar. And thanks to listener Seth, I was able to smoke the 2021 Elegancia as well. I did that with Pinky, but I liked the Generoso better. It's a little more my palate, and it is also my final cigar on my top cigars of 2023 that I smoked on the show.
Nice.
Yep.
Go for my 10th then?
Yeah, go ahead and round out your list.
And in no particular order, Fuente y Libre.
Whoa! We got Fuerte y Libre.
There you go.
Or Fortaleza y Libre, I guess is what we should be saying.
Yeah.
But,
That'd be a label change.
I guess so.
Bushwhacker series, the San Andreas Toro. Type 2. Not complex, as far as notes are concerned, but an awesome cigar. I'm a sucker for that wrapper, obviously. You know me, but Dominican fillers and whatnot, Dominican binder, and just pushing the medium marker. Awesome cigar, awesome guy. I don't know why I can't remember his name.
Greg.
Greg. I've talked to him a couple times just through Instagram or whatever, but Yeah, awesome cigar. Awesome. It talks about the whole branding thing, but you know what you're going to do. Got to do what you got to do.
That's exactly it. You got to do what you got to do. I'm going to have to dig around in my humidor because I know prior to him coming on the show, he sent me a little variety. And I wanted to do the Sun Country on the show with him because that was the one that Trey Mac was really hyping up. And I feel like I set aside the remainder of that variety that he sent me with the intention of smoking it later, and I don't remember actually going back to it. So somewhere in one of my humidors, there's a nice selection of other Fuerte y Libre cigars that I need to try. I know I've smoked my fair share of the Sun Country because I found a shop in Indianapolis, Smoker's Choice in I think it's Smoker's Choice in Brownsburg, Indiana. They carry the Sun Country, and so on my way to and from visiting my dad, I'll swing through there and pick up some. So I know I've smoked my fair share of the Sun Country, but I need to give the rest of the line a shot.
Yeah, for sure. I do follow him on Instagram, and he seems like he's an avid traveler and does a lot of his own, repping and making kind of pushing his brand. It's interesting to watch and how far he travels. I know he went through Detroit at one point, and I did not. I missed out on it.
That sucks.
I'll meet up next time.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got to give guys like that a lot of credit. There's those road warriors that are still out and doing it, and Greg. I think it's Greg Free, I believe is his name. But Greg from Fuerte Libre or Fortaleza, whatever. I don't know. I think it's Fortaleza y Libre. And then, Mickey Pegg from All Saints and Michael Herklotz from Ferio Tego. And, there's just some of these guys that you watch them on Instagram and they are just constantly all over the place doing events. And spending so much time on the road, away from their families and away from their homes, and just out there just selling cigars one at a time, and making their dream work. And you got to give a lot of respect to guys like that for doing that.
For sure, building a foundation, right? I mean, eventually things pick up, and they decide to move on to reps or whatever they do.
Mm-hmm,
but beginning stages to put your soul into it and build that structure is amazing to watch.
It really is. So do you have any honorable mentions or any other ones that you want to mention real quick?
I probably have tons. It was so hard to put the 10 together, to be honest, because I tried to put it together for the people who follow me or follow yourself. Hey, listen, just try this out. It's kind of there's something about it that's a little off the beaten path that you might dig, as opposed to just saying I picked up a CRA pack at Riverman this year, and they had some fantastic, mind-boggling cigars in that pack. But if you can't get your hands on it, there's really no point. I
know Riverman Cigar Company still has some of those CRA packs. So if anybody's interested in a CRA pack, they can reach out to Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company, and it's a fantastic deal. I feel like it's like, don't quote me on this, folks. It may be pricing may be different, but I feel like it runs around $175 for 10 cigars. But man, these are 10 cigars in that thing.
Yeah, and they're super oddities. They're from reputable manufacturers.
And the thing is, some of them you can't get outside of that pack. You only get them in that. Was that Padron? I think it's Padron Black. Was that in there?
Yeah, the 52 Black, I think it was called. Yeah,
that is only available there. Only available in that CRA pack. And I know the previous 2 years, when I've had a CRA pack, that was my top favorite out of that pack. It's just such a fantastic cigar.
Yeah, it's a great concept. They get together and, I wish we had that kind of stuff going on over here, but you know how it is over here with label covers and.
I would say you don't get anything fun up in America's hat there. You got Trudeau shutting you down on all that fun stuff.
except for the strip clubs, Nick.
Oh, well,
You know,
that's, I didn't realize that Canada was known for its strip clubs, but, you know.
If you know anyone that's traveled.
Okay.
Montreal would be... your dad, by the way, I got to say something. Your dad was on a show with you recently about making fun of Canadian hockey.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that he's officially banned from Montreal and all strip clubs.
I'm sure he's devastated to hear that. I'm sure.
I can't believe he would even. Not that I'm a huge. I mean, I love hockey. Don't get me wrong. All my kids play hockey. Play hockey in the front yard. Hockey. But yeah, it was a low blow over there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's devastated to hear that. I'm trying to get him to come to Pulpit Fest next year. So, you know, it's one of those things.
That would be awesome.
You know, I think the listeners need to start lobbying Curmudge Jim on Instagram to start showing up on to Pulpit Fest next year. I
pass through there. I'll pick him up. We'll talk cars. Your dad's a huge Corvette guy. I'm a huge motorhead myself. We talked. We were in Indiana the one
That's right.
Back.
That's right.
We were talking Corvettes for about way too long.
Dude, he could go on forever and ever and ever. He and my uncle, man, they big Corvette guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I'll bring photos of my dad's old vets. You know, and we'll go from there. Is it 4 hours from door to door kind of thing, or?
From Indy to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours, and it's straight.
We'll do 3.5.
You just got to watch for cops. That's the only thing. Cops and foxes. I will say that, man. Unfortunately.
Really?
Oh, well, unfortunately, I would like to send up some prayers to the little orange fox that I completely smoked on I-70 coming back from my most recent trip to Indianapolis. It was dark, and he decided that it was a good time to cross the highway, and it was not a good time to cross the highway. And unfortunately, I had no time to react. And the only thing I'll say is if I wouldn't have gotten him, the two semi-trucks that were behind me would have. So, that poor bastard picked the wrong time to decide to cross the road. And, so prayers for the little fox, because that sucks, because I like foxes. And also that now became the largest animal that I've hit with my car. It used to be a tie between a possum or a raccoon, but now I've got a fox under my belt. So,
yeah, don't move up here.
No, I don't want to, dude.
Move up northern Ontario and parts of. I'm originally from New Brunswick. There's a fox is your least of your concerns. Dude. You had a full-grown moose. You'd be lucky to be alive.
Well, yeah, full-grown. I mean, moose. My God, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. I was as bad as I felt about the fox. The one thought that crossed through my mind almost immediately was, "Thank God it wasn't a deer." You know.
Oh yeah, these are brutal.
Yeah. So, and
or human.
Well, obviously a human. I do not want to strike and kill a human.
They will damage your car.
And you will probably face some sort of legal action as a result of that as well. At least temporarily until they determine it was a complete accident. But, you know, assuming it was, dun dun dun. But I will say back when I worked at the newspaper in Carlisle, Illinois, which means nothing to most people, I drove through the country to get there. And, boy, there was every year, man, turkey season. The turkeys that would just get out in the road, and turkeys are fucking stupid. For anybody who hasn't encountered a turkey, a live turkey is absolutely one of the stupidest animals on earth. But they're huge, and if you were to strike one with your car, you're not hitting like the little butter balls that you get at the grocery store. You're hitting a giant bird that will damage your car, and they will not get out of the road. And you can lay on the horn all you want; they just stand there and stare at you, and they're like, and doing that shit. So, you pretty much are stuck until the turkey decides to cross the road. So, yeah.
We have a season up here ourselves. We have quite a few turkeys, and they're so dumb that I don't know how it goes in your area, but you can't kill two turkeys in one shoot. So if you go out and shoot a turkey, you take your game and you leave because when you shoot a turkey, the other turkeys attack it.
Oh, Jesus.
They're that dumb. They're like, something's wrong with this turkey. He just dropped dead. Let's attack. So that's why they became basically extinct in our area, because you just, as much as you can feed your gun, you can just level a whole flock of them.
Oh, God.
So someone calls you a turkey, they're calling you an idiot.
Yeah. I don't know much about hunting turkeys here. I know my uncle, he hunts turkeys, and apparently, from what I've gathered over the years of riding to Indianapolis with him for the 500, and we talk about his various hunts on the drive, I guess there's 4 species of turkeys, 4 different species of turkeys in North America, and my uncle has killed one of each species of turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got the quad, but he and his friend Wes, they go turkey hunting every year, and it usually ends right before the 500. So I always hear the stories about gobbler season. He calls them gobblers.
Oh, yes.
Gobblers.
So, yeah.
Yep. But I hear all kinds of hunting stories, man. There, like 2 years ago, the story was how he went down to Florida and he killed I feel like it was an 11-foot alligator, and he was getting that full body mounted. So like on his wall, he's gonna have an 11-foot alligator full body mounted on the wall. So there's some museum out there that's gonna be really happy one day. Not that I'm wishing my uncle dead by any means, but when he does pass, there's a lot of like award-winning prize trophies that are sitting in his place that they got to go somewhere. So some field museum is going to get some really good quality pieces.
Some kid's going to have a go and do, what do you call it? The kids go out there. What do you call it? Oh my God, the name eludes me suddenly here. Field trip.
Oh, field trip. Yeah.
You're going to go to a field trip, and you'd be like, your uncle's basically your whole room is dedicated to your uncle's catch.
I mean, dude, he's got a barn right now that's just full of it. I mean, you go out there and it's just like a shrine to animal death. So, but there's some, like I said, there's some award, like prize, animals out there. So I don't know. I know he went up to the Arctic Circle to hunt muskox one time.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, that's hardcore, man. Because that's one of those things, you go so far, and then you basically have to get in like one of these little itty bitty little, mosquito planes to fly the rest of the way. And yeah, you're up there at the Arctic Circle, man. That's up there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
You did.
So I don't know how we quite got on that, but my fox. I smoked my
turkey.
Fox. Yeah.
Fox, turkey, humans.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So, well, before we kind of wrap this up, we need to talk about My Monthly Cigars. They are a premium cigar subscription service. Both Luke and I get the Robusto box, which is 4 cigars for $30. And they also have the El Presidente box, which is 8 cigars for $50, which is 2 of everything that's in the Robusto box. So if you have a friend, or if you just maybe want a little extra, you can get those extra cigars there. And if you use offer code PULPIT, PULPIT, get you free shipping on the first box. But then also over there, you can pick up some fucking good coffee. I'm actually out here in the Ice Tent of Love with my travel mug, and I am drinking some Lounge Blend with a nice cinnamon roll flavored coffee mate in it. I know that probably hurts Nick's soul to hear that I'm putting cinnamon roll coffee mate in my Lounge Blend, but it's good.
Sounds super gross, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's super good. I don't know. I've determined that I can drink it black. I don't mind it black, but I like it a lot better when it's got some nice cream and sugar to it. So, hazelnut. I found the Italian sweet cream coffee mate. It's the purple one. That one's really good too.
You got at least try them black.
I
because
try it black. I like.
you're
I mean,
getting,
it's fine black,
you're getting
but,
yeah, you're just getting the, the bean and the complexity of the cigar, or it's not a cigar, it's a coffee, similar to a cigar, right? You're just getting the raw. And then at that point, you can get a truck stop coffee and just put, your
oh, now, no. I will say, I stopped at a truck stop on my way back from Indiana, and I put in some French vanilla something or other, and that was foul. That was not my favorite coffee. It was not fucking good. It was some sort of Colombian roast from Pilot. I don't know, but it was not fucking good.
God.
Yeah. It was and it was $2.49 for a large one, and I'm like, fuck, I thought coffee was supposed to be cheap everywhere, but evidently not. So I don't know.
Yeah, that stuff, some of those truck stop stuff you can clean the inside of your valve covers with. I mean, it's brutal. But
It was it was thick. It was not the best, but it was what it was. So anyway, so in terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. I'm available on Facebook, where we have the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group, and we will be rolling out cigars 3, 2, and 1 on the Pulpit Parishioners top 25 cigars for 2023. I know Nick Gervais has been posting it in the Parishioners group first, so if you want to find out what those cigars are, I know number 3 comes out on December 27th, which is the day after this episode drops, and it continues on until December 29th, when on that episode I will reveal what the top cigar of the year is. And we're also on Twitter/X, where I don't really do a whole lot, but Nick keeps telling me I need to do stuff there. YouTube, where you can watch this. And guys, if you haven't yet, sign up for that newsletter. It's coming soon. Head on over to cigarpulpit.com. There's a little pop-up thing that comes up when you go there, and you can, if you haven't signed up for it, you can put in your email address. I promise I won't spam you. It's going to come out one time a week. And I'm working to try and generate, the content for it, try and get some assistance with populating that newsletter with stuff that you're going to, be interested in. And that'll be launching in January. So be on the look. If you're already signed up, be on the lookout in your email inbox for that. And Luke, where can people follow you? Because I know you do your reviews online.
yeah, I do. I'm on, as of now, I'm always on Instagram as MySticks35mm. Follow me. Try to get some buddies to follow me because Instagram is horrible with cigar content.
It's really bad.
And Nick Gervais kind of pushing the X on me, so I am there now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to transpose all my stuff onto it slowly but surely, and we'll see how that goes. But definitely a lack of censorship on that particular social media. I'm not sure if the cigar world is going to adopt it as their next phase, but hopefully, so I'm on both now.
All right. So we need, and on X, you are MySticks35mm as well?
Yes.
All right. So that's MySticks35MM for those of you who are actually looking for how it's spelled out. It's not the full words.
Yes, in reference to the film, the good old-fashioned days.
Oh, the old film days. I used to love developing film in the darkroom.
Same here.
Yeah. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
Well, fun. Well, I am in the little nub end of the West Tampa Tobacco Black. That leather component to the smoking experience has remained. However, some pepper has crept into the smoking experience itself. I'm going to do a last little minute retro hail here. And, yep, it is definitely ramped up in the retro. Oh, it's lingering in the nostrils. Yeah, that pepper component has definitely ramped up on the retro hail. Oh my, it's just not wanting to go away, and it's just lingering in the nostrils there. But no, it's fantastic cigar, and it was number 4 on the Parishioners list this year. It was number 1 on the Parishioners list last year. What took the top 3 spots? You'll find out here soon. So we'll go from there. Well, Luke, thank you so much for taking time out. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime. My pleasure. Good times as always. Good times to talk to the parishioners.
And
hopefully everyone gets to think about maybe showing for the Pulpit Fest. I know it's a little early, but
it's not
make some plans, man.
It's not too early to go ahead and make plans. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. My dad and I were talking about it when he and I were together here recently, and he's been telling me I need to plant a flag in the ground and start making plans. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Pulpit Fest 2024 will take place over the weekend of September 20th through the 22nd. So the third weekend of September will be Pulpit Fest 2024. So guys, you can go ahead, mark your calendars now, make an effort. I am working to come up with some different things for Pulpit Fest this year. It's going to be, it's been typically very casual, kind of piggybacking off the Riverman event and things of that nature. But next year, 2024, I'm trying to work to maybe see if we can get some manufacturers to come by, hang out with us, and just talk about, their brands and kind of the process, give you guys that one-on-one experience with some manufacturers so that you can actually talk and meet with the guys and find out more about the cigar making process and just everything that goes into it. But, I want to make it more of an experience. Not that it hasn't been a good experience in the past. I mean, I had a great time with you this year, Luke.
Oh, it was great. Awesome. No complaints.
But
I love travel. I love that region. You guys love food, man.
We do love food. We do love our food. But
I love food.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to 2024. And the nice thing about September in St. Louis is that we're past the heat of the summer for the most part. By September, it's not nearly as stupid hot out as it is in August. The problem with October, it's a roll of the dice. You don't know if you're going to get decent weather or you're going to get crappy weather. So that late September time period, it works out really, really well typically. So go ahead, mark your calendars. September 20th through the 22nd is Pulpit Fest 2024. So, and I guess that's also the weekend before the New England Cigar Festival. So, Nick Gervais, you're going to have to plan this out, so that you can figure out both. But, yep, September just works out really well here. So, anyway. Well, Luke, Happy New Year, buddy.
You as well.
And I will have to look into some of the cigars that you brought up today, because there are some
vice versa, man.
Oh, well,
there's tons of them. I got a big list.
Yeah, maybe we can do a trade. I'll put together a little care package to send your way with some of the stuff that I named off and, whatever. But anyway, well, guys, unless you have anything else, Luke?
I'm good.
All right, well then, guys, hang on. Let me hit that. Had a little alert come up on my iPad there telling me my battery's getting low, which means it's perfect timing to say that this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
And I'm Luke.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky.